Your dog has been talking to you their whole life. Not with words, with their eyes, their breath, their body. And here is the part many owners never realize. If those quiet signals are missed long enough, a dog may stop speaking quietly. That is why the thing they have been waiting for may be much quieter than food, toys, walks, or training. Because most dogs spend their lives speaking to us, not with words, with a glance that softens, a head that turns away, a nose pressed gently against your hand, a body that goes still, a pause at the doorway, a yawn that does not mean sleep. And many loving owners miss these messages every day, not because they do not care, but because nobody ever taught them how dogs speak. So today we are going to look at 5 things your dog may have been waiting their whole life for you to understand. And stay with me until number 4. Because that one is the moment many owners realized their dog was not being difficult. They were saying as clearly as they knew how, "Please hear me." If your dog's inner world matters to you, subscribe. Now let's begin with the first message many owners misunderstand. Stop staring them down when they make a mistake. You know the moment. Something is chewed, something is knocked over, something is taken from a place it should not have been. You turn around. You say their name in that voice, and without thinking, you lock your eyes on them. To you, it may feel like discipline. To your dog, it can feel like pressure. In canine body language, a hard, direct stare can make the situation feel threatening. Your dog may not understand it as disappointment. Their body may read it as danger. So when your dog freezes, lowers their head, looks up softly, or becomes strangely still, they may not be showing guilt. They may be trying to calm you down. They may be saying, "Please do not make this worse. I am not a threat. I do not want conflict." So when something goes wrong, stop using your eyes as the punishment. Soften your face. Turn your body slightly to the side. Use a calm voice. Redirect them to what you want them to do next. Your dog still needs guidance, but guidance works best when it does not feel frightening. Because the dog who trusts you most is not the dog who fears your reaction. It is the dog who can make a mistake and still feel safe coming back to you. The second thing your dog may be waiting for is this. Let them finish checking on you. This sounds small. It is not small. You are sitting quietly in your chair. Your dog walks over. They sniff your hand. They press their nose against your arm. Maybe they come close to your face for just a moment. And most owners immediately reach out and start petting. It feels natural. It feels loving. But sometimes, your dog did not come over asking to be touched. They came over to gather information. Dogs understand the people they love through scent, posture, breath, and closeness. Your body tells them things your words never could. Whether you are tense, whether you are tired, whether something in the room feels different, whether the person they trust most is all right. So when your dog comes to check on you, try keeping your hands still for a few seconds. Let them sniff. Let them pause. Let them finish the quiet check-in they came to do. Then if they lean into you, settle beside you, or look up softly, respond. Touch them then. Speak to them then. Because you did not interrupt the sentence. You listened until the end. And a dog who is allowed to finish their quiet messages may begin to offer more of them. Sometimes the bond deepens not when we reach first, but when we wait long enough to understand why they came. The third thing your dog may be waiting for is this. Prepare them before their world changes. Because humans get context, dogs often do not. You know when you are moving house. You know when a family member is leaving. You know when a new baby is coming. You know when your schedule is about to change, when surgery is planned, when someone else will be caring for them, or when the house is about to become unfamiliar. Your dog does not know the story. They only feel the shift. One day the house smells one way. The next day, boxes appear. One week, the routine is steady. The next week, your coat goes on at a different hour. Your footsteps move faster, and the rooms feel tense. To a dog, change is not neutral. It changes the map of safety. So, when something difficult is coming, give your dog small anchors before the change arrives. Let them explore the new space if you can. Let them smell the boxes. Keep their bed, bowl, blanket, and walking rhythm as familiar as possible. If someone else will care for them, let that person become familiar before the day arrives. If winter changes your walks, keep one part of the routine steady. Same doorway, same gentle voice, same few minutes of calm. You cannot explain everything in words, but you can give them anchors. And sometimes an anchor is enough to tell your dog, the world is changing, but you are not being left behind. The fourth thing your dog may be waiting for is this. Let them say no. This is the one many owners miss, because dogs do not say no with words. They say it with the body, a head turning away, a lip lick, a slight lean back, a yawn that appears at the wrong moment, a body that suddenly goes still, ears that lower, eyes that look away instead of soften. These are not random little habits. They are sentences, quiet ones, and often they are saying, "Not right now. I am uncomfortable. Please stop." But many dogs learn that their quiet no does not work. A child wants to hug them, and their body is already leaning away. A stranger reaches for their head, and they turn aside. A grooming session becomes too much, and they freeze. And the human says, "It is fine. He loves it. She is just being shy." But your dog may not be fine. They may be trying to speak before they have to shout. This matters because a dog whose soft signals are ignored may eventually stop using soft signals. They may shut down. They may avoid. Or one day they may growl, snap, or panic because no smaller message ever worked. So when your dog gives a quiet no, honor it when you can. Pause. Give space. Let them move away. Tell the child to wait. Ask the stranger not to touch. Make grooming slower. Let your dog feel that their communication changes something. Because a dog who trusts that their no will be respected does not need to escalate. They can speak softly and know you heard them. That is not weakness. That is safety. And safety is where trust begins. The fifth thing your dog may be waiting for is this. Be predictable. Not perfect, predictable. Your dog does not need you to be cheerful every minute. They do not need you to never have a bad day. They do not need constant entertainment, endless toys, or a perfect training plan. What they need most is to understand you. Because dogs live close to our patterns. They learn the sound of our footsteps, the hour we usually wake, the way we move when we are calm, the way we move when something is wrong. They learn whether our voice means safety today or tension, whether the same rule will still be the same rule tomorrow, whether love arrives steadily or only when we are in the mood to give it. And for a dog, unpredictability is exhausting. If they cannot map you, they have to monitor you. They watch more. They startle faster. They rest less deeply. So give your dog a version of you they can recognize. Feed them with a familiar rhythm when you can. Walk them with the same patience. Use rules that do not change with your mood. Respond to their signals with the same respect on hard days as you do on easy ones. You do not need to be extraordinary. You need to be steady. Because the dog you most want to see loose, open, peaceful, trusting, appears when their body finally believes, "I know this person. I understand this home. I can stop watching so closely now." Your dog has not been waiting for perfection. They have been waiting for someone they can understand. The same person today, the same person tomorrow. Steady enough to trust. And maybe this is the quiet truth dogs have been trying to teach us all along. They are not waiting for perfect people. They are not waiting for owners who never make mistakes. They are not waiting for a life without stress, change, winter illness, busy days, or difficult seasons. They are waiting for something simpler. They are waiting to be understood, to have their soft signals noticed before they become loud ones, to have their check-ins respected before we turn them into something for ourselves, to have their fear understood as communication, not disobedience, to have their no honored before they have to growl, to have one person in the house become steady enough that they can finally rest. For many seniors, this bond can feel especially deep because later in life, you learn the value of being understood without having to explain everything. You learn how much it means when someone notices the small change in your voice, the slower step, the quiet day, the way silence feels different when someone you love is beside you. And maybe that is why dogs matter so much, because they have been noticing us all along. Now they are asking us to notice them back. Not perfectly, not dramatically, just faithfully. A little more each day. If you are a senior living with a dog, I would be honored to hear your story. Tell me your dog's name in the comments and which of these 5 things you will try first. Here at Heart and Paw, every dog story matters, because sometimes listening is the deepest form of love.